Hey, welcome back. Today I want to share with you a few polishes that I picked up from Claron Cosmetics. And then I also picked up just a couple polishes from Walmart. So I thought I would share all those with you. And then after that, I wanted to have a little chat, kind of talk about a few things that have been on my mind and maybe answer some questions that you guys have been curious about. So I will do that at the end. If you want to stick around and listen to that, it'll be afterwards. If not, then you can just watch the polish and then go. Okay, so Claron Cosmetics, years ago, before they started doing nail polish, they strictly did eyeshadows, and pretty much overnight they became really popular. It's a Canadian brand, by the way. They became really popular for their eyeshadows. Ultra sparkly, super shifty. They have a huge collection that they call their stained glass collection, and they just became very popular. They would restock their shadows and then they would sell out almost instantly, and then it would take several months for them to fulfill all their shipments. Several years ago, I don't even know how many years it's been at this point, maybe 5, maybe more. Honestly, time lately, I can't even understand time anymore. I did try their eyeshadows. I thought I'd share them with you. I got these 5 right here, the little sparkly square ones. These are all Claron Cosmetics eyeshadows. They're ultra shifty, super, super sparkly. I call them my specialty shadows. I keep them in this specialty palette with other super sparkly shadows, and then, some mattes I can coordinate with. So when I tried these years ago, it did take 2 months for me to get my shadows, and then beautiful. I love them. I'm actually wearing one today. I decided to wear one in honor of this video. So I'm wearing this white one, which has like a bluey sparkly shift. Really, really beautiful. Shadows are really beautiful. They're smooth. They're ultra sparkly. Never have any fallout as long as I just use glitter glue, and I still use these today. Love them. However, I never really had any desire to buy any more. These are the colors that I was most interested in. They have a lot of like very pigmented colors, like saturated blues and oranges and yellows, and I'm just not into that anymore as far as shadows, or I never really was. I'm more into like muted neutrals, soft greens, soft pops of purples. Not even purples as much anymore. Now I'm more into just like neutral golds, beiges, things like that. Anyways, so a few years ago, has it been like 2, maybe 3 years by now, that they started making nail polish, and they started coming to Polish Pickup. And of course I was intrigued because their shadows are super shifty and beautiful, and I thought their nail polishes must be the same. However, they're pretty expensive. Their eyeshadows are super expensive, and their nail polishes are expensive as well. And I was already kind of on my low buy at that point. I think I was already on my low buy by the time they came around, and their shadows are expensive, their polishes are expensive, and I just don't want to spend that much money for a nail polish, especially now that I'm on a low buy, now that I'm not as interested in new polishes anymore. So I never really wanted to spend the money. And then a month ago, my friend Laura was telling me how she picked up some polishes from them. They were having a sale. I want to say it was 20% off, maybe. I feel like it was 20% off. And for the first time, honestly, since last year, I was actually interested in buying some new polishes. I haven't even looked at anything in months. I just have not been interested. And I looked at their website, and with their sale, their polishes ended up being, some of them in the $10 to $11 range. A couple of them, I want to say, were still in the $12 range. However, that's below what most polishes nowadays are. Most polishes nowadays are like $13.50, $14 and above. So with the sale, and then with taxes or shipping was, I want to say like 14 something, almost $15. So with shipping, I got 4 polishes, and it was, I think, $56, which is pretty good for the brand considering how expensive the brand is. So anyways, I ended up picking up 4, and then also I just picked up 3 little polishes. I ended up picking up 3 LA colors from Walmart, which I haven't done that in months either. So at the end, I'll share those. Okay, so the first one, right off the bat, let me say that these polishes are gorgeous. They're all gorgeous. The first one we have is Cerebellum. So they have, first of all, look at this, you guys. Look at this. A beautiful gray base and then that strong goldy green shift. Absolutely beautiful. They have a whole collection that was like, this one's called Gray Matter. So it talks about the brain, and then they had some other ones that talk about medications or like things that you find in your body. And I was intrigued and interested to get all of them, but I only got 2 from the collection because I'm not going to buy polishes just for the name, but you know, the nurse in me wanted to buy them all. But look at this, you guys. Absolutely beautiful. The shifts on this are amazing. The formula on these are beautiful. I want to say this one only needed 2 normal size coats and it built up beautifully. The shift is gorgeous. Amazing. This one is interesting because this one has not super skinny, but it doesn't have a paddle brush, but a decent brush. Like, it's not terrible by any means, but the other 3 all have paddle brushes. So I found that pretty interesting. But these are the bottles. The bottles are really pretty. They're nice. You're definitely paying for the luxury of the brand. It is, I would say, like a luxury brand. But look at that. It's so pretty. This is more fall, so I'm really excited to wear this year. I really want to make sure I wear this year. You know, because sometimes I buy polishes and I have so many that are untried, and sometimes polishes go years before they even get worn, but I definitely want to make sure to wear these. Okay, then the next one is Hypothalamus. This is also from the Gray Matter collection. Look at this, you guys. This one has that same kind of like smoky gray base, and then it's chock full of red shifting orange shift. So pretty. This one, interesting enough, I think I did 3 coats on this one, even though they look, you know, they're pretty much the same formula. I believe I did 3 on this one. I think I had like a little bit of kind of bald patching a little bit. And so I did a 3rd coat. Absolutely beautiful. The shift on these is crazy. Like, look at that. All right, now the next one, as soon as you see it, you're gonna be like, oh, that's 100% a Jackie polish. However, it's not even my favorite of the bunch. This one is Ape Real Full. I don't know if that's supposed to be a play on like April Fools, but it's spelled Ape Real Full. I don't know what that means, what that's a play on, but look at this, you guys. Is this not a meat polish? This is such a Prugley. I did go through all of my Prugley swatches and I don't have anything quite like this. I don't believe. This kind of like grungy, mustardy yellow with like a tinge of olive to it. Really interesting. And then those beautiful glowing flakes. I want to say I did do 3 coats on this for my swatches. Really pretty. Look at those. Really nice formula. And I'm excited to wear this on a Fugly Pruggly Friday. Look at that. All right, and the last one is actually what I'm wearing on my nails, and I think this is probably my favorite. Look at this, you guys. This one I feel like is the epitome of what their specialty shadows are. Kind of like that sheer ethereal base and then that beautiful pop of shimmer. Okay, so this one is Smedge Haze, and this is from the Chaos collection. You guys, look at this. So when I first saw the bottle shot, I wasn't gonna get it at all because how many, and I've talked about this so many times, how many purples with turquoisey teal, I guess this is more teal, like aqua teal shifts in it do I need? I have a dozen purple and teal combination polishes. So I was like, I don't need another one. I have so many that are untried. And then I started looking at the swatches and it became apparent that I had to have this. So although it looks like it's a deep purple and then, you know, that beautiful teal turquoisey shift. On the nails, it actually is more of a kind of like a brownie peach. Like, can you see the kind of brownie peach base? And then I think at angles you can see the purple, but then you can clearly see that beautiful green. So I kept it at 2 sheer kind of ethereal coats. Absolutely beautiful. I don't think building it up to a 3rd coat would make it purple like this. The swatch pictures didn't really look purple. They all looked this kind of like soft peachy brown. So pretty, so interesting. I definitely don't have anything quite like this with that, where although it's purple in the bottle and then the green, you know, the very popular purple and green combo, on the nails it's actually more of a unique peachy brown. And I really love it. It's beautiful, has an amazing formula. So pretty. Like, look at this. I can just stare at these glossy, sparkly nails forever. Absolutely beautiful. All right, so these are the 4 clear notes that I got. I'm really happy with all of these. Can't wait to wear these 3 more in the fall time. I can't honestly say that I'm going to, you know, be looking for them and that I'll be buying more in the future, a ton more in the future, because honestly my spending as far as polish has really slowed down. The urge to, like, the addiction to buy polish has finally left. I just have not been spending the money on the polish. I haven't been looking. When I do look, I'm just not as excited about new stuff. I'm more excited about wearing what I already have and finding ways to, you know, dupe things and just use what I actually have in my collection. And that's what's making me more excited nowadays rather than just buying new polishes. So although these are absolutely beautiful and I'm very happy that I got them, love them, I'm not going to say that I'm going to rush out and buy more, because realistically I probably won't. If they have another sale in the future, maybe I'll check them out. But I'm not gonna rush out to buy, you know, 10 more that can sit in my drawers untried. Okay, then the other day I was at Walmart and I decided to just look at the polish. It's been months since I've even really looked at polishes in the stores. When I go to Walmart, I don't beeline to the polish anymore. When I go to TJ Maxx, I haven't bought polishes at TJ Maxx. I think I bought in January. I think I bought 2. One was from the Wicked collection, and then I bought another one that was just kind of like this really interesting brown with a really pretty green shimmer. And honestly, I don't even love either one of them. I was disappointed in them. And since then, I hadn't bought any polishes until now. And I just haven't felt the need. But when I was at Walmart, I was like, okay, let me just look. You know, it's been a long time since I've even really looked to see if there's anything new. And LA Colors had these really pretty color shifting toppers. That's what it says. So I picked up 3. Now it says color shifting topper. So I saw this one, absolutely beautiful. This one's called Asteroid. So I saw this corally gold and I was like, oh, that would make a beautiful topper, like a beautiful sparkly topper over some of my summer oranges. And then I saw the green one. This one is called Retrograde. And I thought, oh, that would be a really beautiful, and they're all called color shifting topper. I don't know if it's coming across on camera, but there's like a little purpley blue shift to them. And I was like, okay, it looks kind of opaque in the bottle, but it's called they're called toppers. So then I saw this purple one. I was like, oh my God, that one is absolutely amazing. I have to have that one. This one's called Meteorite. This one I think is the prettiest of the bunch. So then I get them home. I'm super excited about all these beautiful, shimmery, ethereal toppers. And then you guys, they are not toppers at all. These are borderline opaque. They definitely would be opaque, probably, well, I believe in all my swatch pictures, I did 1 coat. And I think you can tell that you could probably build these up in 2 coats, maybe a 3rd coat, but they're definitely not sheer toppers. They're not in clear bases, they're in tinted bases. So I can't even wear this beautiful green with the purple over anything other than a green. This isn't gonna look good over anything other than a coordinating coral. And this one of the three is the most sheer, and this one I think has the most topper ability. But even then, I think it would probably look best over like grays or purples. So overall, I'm kind of disappointed in these threes. Like this is the first time I've really bought polish from the store in months, and they're a complete letdown. They're not toppers. They should not be called color shifting toppers. I feel like I was bamboozled in buying these. They are pretty, they're super sparkly, but it's just not what I was expecting. All right, guys, that was my little mini haul. Oh, and then I forgot to show you. So Claron came with a free gift with purchase. Came with this pretty, I guess, like a dotting tool or, you know, nail art. However, it's super splayed, so I'm not even sure how I would be able to use this. Maybe once you dip it in like acetone, or if you dip it in polish, they'll kind of like come together and make more of a point, and then you can use it. But I'm guessing this is probably more as like a cleanup brush, which honestly I never use cleanup brushes anyways, so I'm not a messy painter, and if I do get anything in my nails, in my cuticles, I always just kind of do that. So pretty though, and you know, it was a free gift to purchase. All right, guys, that was everything as far as my polish. Now let's go ahead and talk. Let's have a little chat. So first of all, where have I been? How come I barely ever make polishes, barely ever make videos anymore? How come I rarely ever wear nail polish? Why am I in this bedroom? What's going on with my nail polish brand? Am I going to be making polishes ever again? Let's just go ahead and jump into things. Okay, so where have I been? Okay, so first of all, my husband, earlier this year in January, maybe it was the end of last year. The timeline is kind of fuzzy. I can't remember if it was the end of last year, early this year. I think it was more in January. My husband got a new position within his company, and he started working from home. So suddenly he's home all day, he's working. The office, the front of the house, we have a big open concept office. The last several years I had taken over his desk. He was never using it because he didn't work from home. So I had turned his working desk into my nail polish YouTube desk in front of our big, beautiful window with all the natural light. And so I could record videos anytime I wanted, because I was, you know, home, he was at work. I could record videos anytime I wanted. Now suddenly he's working from home. He's home Monday through Friday. He's back in the office. He took back his desk that I was filming at, that I was making my nail polishes at. And he, you know, wanted his desk to be in front of the big window. And so as a compromise, because I still need a working station for my nail polishes and to record when I was going to record, I bought a beautiful, beautiful desk. I spent a long time researching. I bought a beautiful desk. I put it in front of, so his desk is on this window, and then my desk is now on this wall. Still a natural lighting. However, it's the side street that faces out into the street, not directly in front of the sun. So it doesn't get as much natural light. And then also, you know, my husband is at his desk all day long, so I can't really record while he's working anyways. And I can't really record at night with, you know, nail polish, because you have to be able to display the polish. I can't record videos at night when it's dark and you're not gonna be able to see the polishes. So that leaves, you know, weekends. And then with my job, I've been at my new position. If you watch my nursing video, I've been at my new position for a year this month, actually. I switched to my dream of pediatrics a year ago. Before that, I was per diem, which means that I made my own schedule. I didn't have any kind of weekend requirements. I could work 2 days and then have, you know, 5 or 6 days off and then pick up another shift. I could pretty much work whenever I wanted. I told them when I was working. My only requirements were that I had to work 4 shifts within a 6-week period, and then I also had to work a couple of the holidays. Less holidays than full staffing, but I still had to work a couple of holidays. Now suddenly I'm full-time again. I have to work 3 shifts every week. I have to work 7 weekend shifts within a 6-week period, and because I work nights, that means we have to do 7, we have to do a 7th instead of 6. So say I work Friday, Saturday every week to make my 7 shifts requirements. I'm working Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday, because I worked Friday and Saturday, Sunday is also ruined because I come home on my day off and then I'm sleeping. So every week I'm having to do some kind of combination between Friday, Saturday, and Sunday just to get in my weekend requirements and my full-time requirements, my 3 shifts. And then because I work nights, your first day off is always spent recovering from having worked the night before. So night shift nurses tend to stack their shifts. We try to work all of our shifts in a row so that we're only recovering for one day. Say I worked Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I sleep all day Monday, I go home, I go to work, and then I come home Tuesday, and then I sleep all day Tuesday, even though it's my day off because I just worked Monday. Then I work Wednesday, and then I sleep all day so that I can work all night Wednesday, and then I come home Thursday, and because I just slept Wednesday, I sleep all day Thursday, so my day off is spent sleeping. And so then Friday, rinse and repeat, I sleep all day so that I can work all night. So if you don't stack your shifts, you're always just sleeping, working, and recovering from working. So because I have so many weekend requirements, I have to stack my weekends. So every week is a combination of Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. And then of course I'm recovering on Sunday. And then if I'm not working a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, I'm spending time with my family because, you know, my kids are getting older, and, you know, my oldest, he's going to be 22 soon. And I'm trying to spend as much time as I can with them before, you know, they're gone in a couple years. So it's like I never have the time to record. And then when I do have time to record, I'm emotionally exhausted. I don't really want to get into details, but work is not really going very well. Not as far as the work itself. The work is amazing. I love the work. I love my patients. My families love me. They all tell me what an attentive, wonderful nurse I am. I am just really struggling with my coworkers. You know, they say when you start a new specialty, it takes a full year before your coworkers really start to trust you. And it's been a year this month. And I do see that some of my coworkers are finally coming around. They're starting to trust me. They, you know, are friendlier to me. However, they're still just, I'm not there yet. You know, I don't know that I ever will be there. There's a lot of my coworkers that still just flat out ignore me. Some of the respiratory therapists are extremely hostile towards me, like to this day, hostile towards me. And I'm just emotionally drained. I just don't know how much longer I can continue to do this. Just being pushed aside, you know, I don't want to get into details, but it's not going well. And so I come home on my days off, and then I'm emotionally drained. I'm tired. I don't always want to even get out of bed. It's just been really hard. And so the last thing that, you know, I want to be doing is getting dressed to record a video on a Sunday when I could be, you know, going bowling with my kids or just laying in bed and relaxing, whatever it is. So that's part of the reason why I'm not recording. I can't really record during the week. And then on the weekends, I'm either working or I'm exhausted or I'm spending time with my family. And then as far as, you know, painting my nails, so because I stack my shifts now, I do 3 in a row. I have to have my nail polish last for 3 days because you can't, I work in ICU, so we can't have any chipping. We can't risk, you know, yes, we wear gloves a lot, but we're not always wearing gloves. And you can't risk having, you know, nail polish chip and, you know, getting into, you know, it's the whole thing. So if I don't repaint my nails the night or the day of that I start my 3 shifts, if I don't have fresh polish going into my 3 shifts, it's not safe. You know, they can start chipping. It's not safe. So I always make sure that I take my polish off before I start my 3 shifts. And then realistically, or what I should be doing is the night before, because I stay up on my first shift. Say I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monday, I'll usually stay up till about 4 a.m., sometimes 5 a.m. if I can't sleep. I'll stay up till like 5 a.m. and then I'll sleep all day, and then I'll get up at like 3:30 p.m. to get ready for work. So sometime in the middle of the night, 12, 1, 2 in the morning, I can do my nails, and then when I wake up, I can just take my pictures. However, that's not always the case. I don't always paint my nails. Sometimes I'm just like going into my first shift. The other consecutive shifts, I come home, I go straight to bed. I'm not doing anything anyways. So that first night, if I don't feel like painting my nails, I'm tired, I can't decide what to wear, I just don't wear nail polish for 3 days. And then my first day off, I'm sleeping all day. And so then by the time I get into my consecutive days off, I should be doing my nails. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I can't decide what to wear. Sometimes I'm laying in bed emotionally exhausted from everything that's been happening, and I just haven't been wearing nail polish. And I've been going naked a lot. And then when I do wear nail polish, sometimes I'm wearing my polish for 5-6 days. I'll put it on fresh before I start my shift, my 3 shifts, and then for like my 3-4 days off, I'm wearing the same polish. So it's like I'm either naked or I'm wearing the same polish for like 7 days in a row. And it's not that I don't still love nail polish, it's just that at this stage of my life, I just have not been focused on it. I've just been having more things on my mind that I just have been trying to navigate with. So I'm not always wearing polish, even though I still love polish. I still want to wear polish. I just haven't been wearing polish. What else did I want to talk about? My nail polish brand. I haven't made polish in over a year. One thing is time, emotionally drained, just not thinking, like going into making a collection takes a lot of work. I have to make the polishes. I have to go through multiple like versions of the polish. I have to test the polishes. I have to make sure I feel like they're good enough. And then sometimes what I feel super proud of and I think is a beautiful polish, and then no one buys it, or I'll sell like 1 or 2, or sometimes I'll literally sell 0. And then other times I have to be prepared to be able to fulfill all of the orders, and that means I have to have the time, I have to be able to do all that. And then sometimes I get so excited, like, oh, you know, I had the time, all these polishes are beautiful. And then, like I said, I don't sell any. So then I've just not been feeling as inspired. I don't have as much time. And the thought of going through all this time and effort to make polishes that aren't going to sell anyways, it just kind of is dejecting. And then if they do sell, then it's like, I have to actually make these polishes, like, and you know, I have to be able to make as many polishes as I'm selling. And then the other thing is that where I buy my bottles, I buy my bottles from TKB Trading. They've been sold out of my bottles for like 1.5 years now. And I don't want to get new bottles. I don't want to switch my bottle shape. I like having my bottle shape. I like my bottles. I can't switch sizes because that means all of my formulas are different. Like I'd have to adjust all my formulas, which I can't do that. So I have a handful of bottles left. I've been out of bottles and I don't know what to do at this point. I've been searching like other places that I can buy these bottles from, you know, like Chinese websites that I can buy these bottles from. I can't find my bottle anywhere other than TKB Trading. So I kind of just don't know what to do at this point. Between not feeling inspired, not having the time to do it, not having my bottles, I guess my polishes have just kind of gone to the wayside for the moment. And now with, you know, shipments and everything, I don't know when I'll ever get bottles back, when I'll be able to start making polishes again. I still want to. I'm not giving up on my nail polish. I'm I'm not giving up on my videos. I still really enjoy making videos. My interests are a little different now. I'm not into polish pickup anymore. There's never anything that interests me. I am still really interested in like duping things. I just have to find the time to do it. My setup now with my polishes is a lot different now because I redid my closet. So recording myself doing my shopping, my stash isn't going to be the same. My homers are stacked now and like reaching into the top one, trying to record, plus they're in the back of my closet and the lighting isn't the greatest. And so I don't know, it's just a lot of logistics that I have to think about. And then, you know, like I said, not being able to record, which brings us to where are we at right now? So if you guys watched my videos, if you're old school and you watched my videos 5 years ago, I used to record in this bedroom when I had my little Chance and Lady. They used to sit on the back of the bed. I used to record here all the time. And then when I slowly started realizing that my husband never used his desk, the front office, I had this little desk in front of, we're in the guest bedroom by the way. I had this little desk that I set up in front of the guest bedroom window. And it has good lighting. Like I forgot how nice the natural lighting is in here if I record at the right time of day. Now granted, what's in front of me is a little window that faces the neighbor's house. So it's like the little alleyway in the back of our house between the neighbors. So there's not a lot of direct sunlight. And plus, the neighbor's house is right in front of me. If they open that window that I'm looking at right now, they're going to see me recording. But that's what I used to do. And so when we would have guests, family come, whatever, I would have to put the desk away, find a place to hide it. And I just didn't love it. And so I took over the office in the front of the house when my husband never used the desk. And so now I had given this little desk that I had given it to my oldest son for him to use for school. And then he's older now and he decided he wanted a nice big desk, a gaming desk that he can use for school and for his games. And so he bought himself a new desk. And so suddenly this desk was available again. And I was like, you know what? Let me put it back in the guest bedroom. Let me record in the guest bedroom so at least I can start recording videos again. So now it's, 1 o'clock on a Monday and I'm recording again. And it feels great. I'm happy to be recording again. I don't like that I'm gonna have to keep putting the desk up and down. It's really cramped off in this corner. However, if it means that I can finally start recording again, then I'm gonna do it. So you're probably gonna see me in this bedroom a lot. It is what it is. It's good lighting. It's a place for me to, record, close the door. So I don't know, I'm happy that I finally have a solution. I can start recording again. Let's see. What else did I want to talk about? The nature of my videos. So like I said, I'm not buying as much polish anymore, so I don't really do hauls anymore. You guys seem to really like my duping videos anyway, so I'm kind of leaning towards that. I do want to start picking up, finishing off my topper collection series. I only have a few, maybe like, let's see, 1, 2. I can probably get away with doing like 4 more videos, and then I can start my combo series. And then after that, you guys, I'm kind of out of ideas as far as series that I'm going to do. So I really don't know what else to do. I do my monthly manis. However, I am not wearing a lot of polish anymore. So my monthly mani videos are always very short. I do want to try to start duping more, like duping my shopping carts. But I've been saying that for the last 2 years and I don't know, you guys. I just don't know where else to take my channel at this point. I just don't know. I can start trying to do more paint with me's. But I don't know, you guys. Some of my videos, like a lot of my videos, aren't really getting a lot of traction anymore. People don't really watch the paint with me's. Even my monthly manis, I used to get close to 1,000 views per video. Now I'm lucky if I get like 200-300 views on any of my videos, you guys. And that's kind of what happens when you are not consistent with YouTube. The algorithm changes, it messes up your views. People stop watching your videos. A lot of people have unsubscribed. I'm no longer getting the views that I did, so that kind of makes it a little not, I don't know. Views have never been extremely important to me. Like, I don't care. I mean, I do care too. You know, people do these videos because people do YouTube because, you know, it's an outlet. They want people to watch them. I've never done YouTube because I want to make a ton of money off YouTube. It's not ever going to be like a full-time job. It's just a hobby. But I do want people to enjoy my videos. I want people to watch my videos. And so it's just an endless cycle of, I don't have the time. When I do record videos, no one's watching them. So why should I record videos? It's like, it's all a mental, emotional thing at the moment, which I need to get over. I have no idea where I was going with this. Just like the future of my videos. I'm just going to continue to record when I can, what I feel like recording, what makes me happy, and you guys will either watch it or you won't, and that's fine. I feel like that was everything that I wanted to talk about. If you guys want to leave any questions, any comments, leave them down below. I've never been afraid to answer any kind of questions. If you guys, you know, want to yell at me for being, you know, pity party, do that as well. Whatever you want, just leave the comments down below. If there's anything in the future that you want to see from me, anything that you want me to answer, feel free to leave it down below. If you watched this far, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.